March the 1st. Something about a leap year. Apparently got something to do with March, or a day disappears off February or something like that. Anything to make you feel like you've just been screwed. Easy enough to do. March, the start of autumn. March, the start of autumn, and it's still 31 degrees in the middle of the day. Someone has forgot to bring autumn, and don't bother bringing it. Everything is just fine without it. I have to admit, the older I get, the more affected I seem to get by the heat, which is a bit of a shame. And right now I'm sitting inside, looking out the window, the closed window, the air conditioner's on, but then it's always on. We'll just run a nice, calm, 20ish sort of temperature. Just something for the plants out there. Right? These plants, they worry about us. They worry that we're never going to give them a share of the heat, and they're right. We're not going to do anything at all like that. And basic news, the basic news. USA, once again, officially a basket case. The Congress can't hold themselves together. Poor old Mitch, he's given it away because essentially, as you probably know if you follow the news, Mitch is fucked. You think the rest of them are. You gotta have a talk to Mitch. Mitch sometimes gets just a bit confused. Not a lot, just a bit confused. So people going along say, hi, how are you, Mitch? Mitch goes, did you get that? Mitch is a Republican, so he's on the right side of the joint. The only thing is that he's not very quick. He's not very quick, and he's very, very old. And speaking of very, very old, the madman himself, Joe, I'm 80, and I still want to keep sniffing people. Biden is trying to convince people that he would make a good president. Right? Somebody better tell him he's a president now, or he's going to be silly. But he's doing that foot dragging thing like an old man. Can't do that. Joe, you got to go. You're not going to have any choice anyway, because Trump's going to kick all of your asses. Right? You're going to be punished for giving him a hard time. Just as soon as one of you lends him $450 million so he can get out of hole. Fact is, you haven't got a shit show, US. The US of A, once again, getting its ass flogged off in the Gulf. And they're beating their chest and busy telling everybody what to do. Netanyahu said, oh, fuck off. We'll do it our way. So they've been shitty ever since. Yes, we're going to pass bills in Congress and we're going to give Ukraine a lot of money. No, that's bullshit. Right? You haven't even got the ability to make a decision like that at the moment. You don't have the numbers. It's sad. These are the sort of things you need to keep an eye on, because there's some fuck puppies out there. You know that? I do. Meanwhile, in the first few days, in fact this is probably the first day of March, we have had no change whatsoever in addressing the fact that large groups of oddly coloured people patrol around car parks, especially underground car parks where they can't be seen. Steal cars, whether people are in them or not. Just truly violent killers. I'm pleased to see the police commissioner, who had decided she had the what was required to make it all happen. She quit, right? Which was a good idea, because true, right? You've got to be able to do something. You've got to be able to kick out. Right? They stopped a high-speed chase the other day of a car that presumably, or rather they presumed, had contained arms. Right? They were armed. They got called off the chase and stood down for doing it in the first place. They got called off the chase because the commander of that particular shift, as it were, was not going to grant overtime. What is this? Why are you trying to tell us you're trying to save money now when we know you've just been blowing it out your ass for the last decade or more, right, with the help of, yes, the dreaded Anastasia. So get your act together, government. You're not going to last very long. No, Labor doesn't last very long. It's just fun. Right? Albanese's running the country. He spent the first 2 or 3 months or more leaping about the world in the company jet, making friends. The most embarrassing was where he skipped across the stage and semi-hugged the Chinese premier, who, and I rightly so, who was really quite surprised. He didn't know he had a new friend who wanted to cuddle him. Anthony Albanese, Labor, you must go. You must go soon. Fix youth crime. Bash people. Lock them up. Stop telling me how bad it is for them. Nobody gives a fuck. That's where they need to be. How bad is it for people that actually get robbed, right, with violence? Nah, don't give me anything like that. They're assholes. You know it. I know it. Let's get rid of them.